Good morning, everyone. It's your host, King Crucial the Great. This is the Table of Greatness. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are here today with no other than the great, the one, the only King Chaos the Great. Welcome to the stage, my brother.
Yo.
How you like that intro? Getting better at it?
Yeah, you working on it.
Working on it, man. That's all progress. That's all we can ask for, progress. So, number one on our talking points today. What we got, bro?
You already know. We're gonna start with poop.
Poop, poop. Putin back in the U.S. ideas, huh?
We got a short little YouTube video, little breaky break of the situation.
Okay, let's pull that up then.
Cautious optimism about the possibility of a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine. It follows comments from Vladimir Putin yesterday where he was resistant to the proposal backed by the Trump administration. Ukraine's president claims that Russia is trying to delay a deal. Ollie Williams is watching it all for us from Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin said Russia supports a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the US, but has conditions it wants to discuss. Many are skeptical that Putin really wants to stop the bloodshed. He started this war 3 years ago by invading Ukraine, and Russian forces currently have the upper hand on the battlefield. But if Russia refuses to agree to the interim ceasefire, President Trump's threatened economic consequences.
Now we're going to see whether or not Russia's there, and if they're not, it'll be a very disappointing moment for the world. Disrespectful to the country.
After weeks of confusing American diplomacy, the US now appears to be sided once again with Ukraine, a country ravaged by Vladimir Putin's war. At a cemetery for Ukraine's fallen warriors, we met Lilia Averyanova, visiting the grave of her son, Andriy, a fighter pilot and national hero who helped take down Russian missiles.
My son fought for Ukrainian independence.
She told us she believes Ukraine can still count on the United States.
Of course, we feel their support, and we understand that your politicians are not all your people.
You still have faith in the American people?
Of course, yeah. We believe, we trust in American people.
Last night, Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky accused Putin of using delaying tactics, saying, quote, Putin is afraid to tell President Trump directly that he wants to continue this war and keep killing Ukrainians.
Hey, you heard what she said, bro?
Yeah.
She said that undoubtedly, like she didn't hesitate.
I mean,
that brings up a question, bro. Do you trust American people?
The American people and the idea of the American people is the
Hold
only.
on, whoa. You put in too many words. That ain't the question I asked. Do you trust American people?
Yes.
Not the idea, the realistic, the realistic, the real deal, Holyfield American people.
Yeah, the problem's with the politicians, not the folks.
Okay. I'm gonna say for my response, it's situation based. It's situation based. Bro, if what's going on,
you can't give a yes or no answer for your own question.
Cause look, if what's going on over in Ukraine was going on over here, my answer would change, bro. But right now, yeah, you know, in peacetime, you could trust American people because all they care about then is getting the money. But wartime on your home field, yeah, no, bro, no. Go. We already seen what they do with toilet paper. Imagine a real scarcity of real supplies, bro. Oh man, that's my take on that. What you got to say about Putin back in having these certain circumstances? What you think they is?
Uh, uh, I don't know what the circumstances would be, but I just know that Putin is focused on his goal, and like I said before, last episode, he is not in a position where he even can back down because he risks being taken out by his own folks if they feel like he's weak.
This is true. And cut different over there. Shit, different. All right. So what's next on our talking points?
I believe the next thing is the end of the shutdown scares.
Right. So Trump done made everybody happy, basically.
Well, Senate approved the spending bill, and so I wouldn't say that he made everybody happy, but everybody has come to an agreement to cooperate for the time being.
Well, you gotta think about it. You know, anything what the government wouldn't be willing to pay or this and that. Come on, man, Elon.
It's not like we don't have the money to readjust the budgets now.
Well, that's true as well. Thanks to who?
Well, thanks to the lead administrator for hiring the right person.
And who shall that be?
Are we talking about Uncle Donnie? You trying to give Uncle Donnie his props? That's crazy.
That's it. That's it, bro. That's it. Get a man his flowers while he in office, man. Bro, I'm just saying, bro, he doing things like this while he in office, and everybody pointing out the obvious negative to the situation, but they're shying away from mentioning the positive. And I guess, I understand it because, most people don't like to believe in things until it's actually tangible. You understand?
I mean, I totally agree. This is something new for the country, and so there's, uh, you know, an adjustment period before it becomes okay. The biggest problem I have with the way our system works is the fact that at the end of the day, he is the leader of the country, and wants whoever wins. Because when Joe won, everybody was supposed to support Joe, but when Donnie wins, everybody's supposed to support Donnie. I mean, at the end of the day, he won,
Yeah.
and he was representing us, and just out of respect for the office, I believe it would be fair for us to back him as if he is our actual leader.
Right. Like we get it. Every election is always gonna be a group of people who lost. And that's what where the real scare of having elections come in. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows how radical or how far they're willing to go for their party to win. Not to mention Uncle Donnie himself having a couple attempts on his life this time around.
I mean, it's crazy that we looked, we as black people looked at whites and were like, "Shit, Barack won, y'all. That's your president now. Y'all need to support him."
That part.
But they don't feel the same way about Donnie. But then, what kind of craziness is it that he's supposed to be a racist, but there's no evidence?
No evidence, no proof, no
He's
history of it, none of
we
that. Just
I mean, we all say crazy stuff in our private times. I've definitely said things that I wouldn't say to the internet in my private life. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to figure out like how hard is it to look at the facts and to see the truth is, at the end of the day, we're winning right now.
And that's the beauty of being an artist, because I can say whatever I say behind the scene, in front of the scene, and it could be painted as art, bro. Power of words. It's not always what you say, but how you say it as well.
True. The next thing on the agenda is
You read my hey, stop reading my thoughts, man. Our next on our talking points, Mr. Chaos, please. You're reading my mind and shit.
well, we got the Uncle Donnie suspends security clearances for the lawyers associated with the special counsel Jack Smith. The video is kind of interesting, so I think we should share that one. Hold on.
Okay. If you haven't by now, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the channel, share it to a friend, share it to 2, share it to 5. That would be great.
We got Uncle Donnie.
Let's go.
At the outset of your administration, sir, you committed to ending the weaponization of government, to holding those accountable who participated in the weaponization of government.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening? Deranged Jack Smith. We're going to call it the Deranged Jack Smith signing or bill. Go ahead.
One law firm that provided pro bono legal services to the special counsel's office under Jack Smith's leadership was Covington and Burling. As a result of those actions, we're now going to be suspending and putting under review the security clearances for the attorneys and employees at that firm who worked with Jack Smith's team. And we're going to continue holding the people who were responsible for the weaponization of government, who supported it, accountable for what they did.
And you'll be doing this with other firms as time goes by, right?
We're looking at sort of the whole panoply of options.
The weaponization of our system by law firms, even pro bono work they're doing just in order to clog up government, stop government. And nobody knows about it more than me. And hopefully that'll never happen again.
So the Covington and Burlington?
Covington and Burlington.
Mr. President, may I ask you a question about Europe? So long term, do you plan to maintain the number of US?
Who would like this pen? Hey, why don't you send it to Jack Smith? A deranged person.
Targeting an individual.
Hey, shout out to Trump, man. Shout out to Trump. The realest to do it, bro. Hey, you say send it to Jack Smith? Oh, man.
Donnie is going to send a message no matter what.
That's crazy work. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Okay, so explain what I just witnessed, bro.
I mean, so basically there were a lot of issues as far as the particular party, Dems, using different lobbyists and law firms in order to clog up procedures and block certain things and to start manhunts and to cause problems for different individuals.
So pretty much basically what you were just talking about.
Right. The type of stuff that makes your president a felon.
Yeah. Like, bro, out of how many presidents?
Right. 46 different individuals.
Mm-hmm. One of them, and you think it's coincidence? And then I ain't gonna say, but a certain industry, big media, kept trying to say that those attempts on Trump life was staged and this and that. Come on, man. Even if they were, that was a previously sitting president at the time, bro. That don't happen. That don't happen ever. Let alone for a candidate running for presidency.
It's just crazy that we haven't figured out how to like cooperate. Like we're really picking the person that's going to lead everybody. So like we've got to figure out a way to like compete without like they should be better sportsmen in politics because then after the elections then they could be work together without feeling some type of way because they haven't shitted it and badgered and insulted each other for the 6 months that they campaign.
6 months. Let's try to pass centuries, bro.
No, I'm saying out of the 12, you have 6 months of heavy campaigning and 4 year actual seat as president. You would think that they wouldn't hurt each other so bad that they could actually work together for those 4 years and some change.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead, they spend so much time in conflict and badgering each other and making each other look bad that by the time it's all said and done, y'all are still up in these high positions. Y'all don't even want to work together.
But then you look at it, it's like, okay, you look at a true blue, right? Their their qualities, their morals and views on life are usually drastically different than a true reds. So it's just like certain things, certain people are never going to agree upon. I could bring this topic up, but I still think it's a little early in the season to get banned. So with that, I think that was a first step, one of the many that Trump's taken towards. Hold up, there's a term he used. I want to highlight. Um, Give me your definition or what you think Trump meant by weaponizing government.
Yeah. So using the procedures in place in order to push an agenda that's not for the greater good.
Okay, so when you say push an agenda, you're not saying that he's being tried for being right or wrong. He's being tried for
No.
someone else's benefit.
Yeah, for not cooperating with a specific goal. Like, you know, each organization or each movement has goals. And if the political goals don't match the political leader, then either that group has to make him cooperate or they need to, put somebody in place that can compete with him. And they haven't found anybody who can compete with him.
Because, bro, who has more experience than doing the job than Uncle Donnie right now?
I mean,
Hold up. Let me rephrase that question. Who has more productive experience in doing the job than Uncle Donnie right now?
let's not even talking about the presidency. Let's talk about just let's talk about the shining fact that they found him guilty even though the people who were supposed to be victims said that they did not lose anything and that they would do business with him again.
Right, bro. That's like saying, "Oh, you don't want to sue this man for robbing you? Nah, tell him come rob me again."
Right.
Like, yeah, and it's sad. Like, he even said like it was a loan and he paid it back and some. Like, I wanted to ask a question: when did loans become criminal?
Right. But that's the whole thing. That is weaponizing government. They created a narrative that people believed and then put him in the trial and then the appointed judge overseeing the trial gave the judgment that that group designated because they were in charge of the government at the time, in thinking that making him guilty would disqualify him from his position. And it is all in court documents that this is true. Right?
Fact.
That is so at the end of the day, if the government sees him as a bad guy, I want to see what makes him a bad guy. And if you can't show it to me, he might be a good guy. Because last I checked, everybody who actually did some kind of saving was initially hated by the group of people that they were saving.
That's true.
Moses did not have a fan club. Jesus did not have a fan club. JFK, he had a fan club, but not in the group of peers he was in. Caesar, like, come on.
The list goes on. Let's hit him with some more recent day. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
So,
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You know who really didn't have a fan club?
yay.
Percy Butler.
Oh, dang. That boy called out P.
You got to, bro, because what he stood on is slowly dying in society, and that was a pillar of our morals in the culture, bro. But that's another topic for another episode. What we got next on the talking points, my brother?
I haven't got into this article yet. Just really came across my timeline, but says DHS targets more pro-Palestine protesters from Columbia University.
Okay, so let me pull that up. Let's read that as together because I didn't look too much into that too. I wanted to do it with everyone, and y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. I'll pull it up if I need to read that. Shit. It says a second protester from Columbia University has been arrested by immigration officials. The Department of Homeland Security announced Friday following the high profile arrest of a green card holder earlier this week. Immigration official in Immigration officials also said a third protester had their student visa revoked, who then self-deported via the CBP One app. And say, "Fuck, I'm out of here, B. Y'all
Out
got
of
it."
here.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that name. LK, a Palestinian from the West Bank, was arrested by local immigration and custom enforcement authorities for allegedly overstaying a student visa. Her visa was terminated in 2022 for lack of attendance, DHS announcement said. So she wasn't even going to school or doing what she was supposed to do.
On campus, but not in class.
What that mean? Cordy was among the pro-Palestinian activists arrested in the spring of 2024 for protesting at Columbia University, the agency added. DHS also shared video footage of Raj RS, who is from India and had been studying for her doctorate at Columbia with a student visa, leaving the country Tuesday after having reported her information to deport on the Customs and Border Protection app. The State Department had revoked her student visa last week. A DHS announcement said the agency accused her of supporting Hamas, a terrorist organization. The arrest of the and deportation of more student protesters from the university come after Palestinian activist Mohammed Khalil was arrested by ICE on Sunday and is facing deportation. Khalil arrest drew
Wait,
condemnation from Democrats who wait.
crucial.
What?
We get the gist. They
Okay,
won't
so
pay him.
so what you got? What you got for me?
Not, I
Because
mean,
this
they
this seemed to
probably
be this seemed to be a situation that's been dragged on. Like apparently that whole thing took place last year.
yeah, but see, red tape and bull crap is just becoming a real big deal. At the end of the day, we gotta understand that this is an issue that nobody can solve, and so what the law enforcement is doing is trying to um, minimize the risk of catastrophic uh, riot or damage or what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, if you can protest peacefully and still keep up with your work and mind your business and just kind of voice your opinion and keep going, um it's all good.
So
Lastly,
my whole thing is, what are they protesting, bro?
all right, so they're protesting what I believe is a war that God said will never end between the children of Ishmael and Isaac.
What do that got to do with Columbia University?
Well, understand that these students are only in the United States because they have the academic prowess. The issue is where they come from, they do not have freedom of speech. And so when you come to the United States and you can say what you want to say, then it can get out of hand when you're very passionate about what you are against. And at the end of the day, the Jews and the children of Ishmael are to war until the end of time. And as insensitive as it may sound, as long as we can keep that war as closely tied into its geographical original or origins or
Mhm.
location or whatever, the better, because it will never end.
It's something you just okay. So you basically saying what you're saying about Russia and Ukraine. It's a war between two brothers. Either break that shit up or get out the way.
No, Russia and Ukraine is absolutely a completely different problem.
Hmm.
Russia wants to restore her her original glory, as in
Okay.
all the territories that belong to the Soviet Union. Ishmael and the story of Isaac is one not for this channel. I guess we can do an episode and kind of like look into that, because I mean, it is there's a couple of
Well,
couple
say that then.
angles. There's a couple angles to that.
Alright, so what we got? I think we're on our last talking point.
No, we got two left. The next one is SpaceX successfully launches and sends 4 astronauts to the International Space Station.
What's that all about? I didn't even know astronauts was up there stranded already.
Um,
Ignition and lift off. Go SpaceX, go NASA Crew 10. Well, this evening at the Kennedy Space Center, a successful launch of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket with 4 crew members on board. Now, these are live pictures of the International Space Station, where that rocket is heading now to relieve 2 NASA astronauts who've been up there for a while in space. CBS News' Miami's Nakaya Carrero joins us from the newsroom with more on tonight's launch. Nakaya, finally, it goes off without a hitch.
That's right, Jim. This mission is a team effort between NASA and SpaceX. The new crew is expected to reach the space station late tomorrow night. Tonight's launch means the 2 stuck astronauts could finally be back on Earth next week after spending months in space.
Crew 10 mission is on their way to swap out astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, who have been stranded for 9 months on the International Space Station. The original plan was to be in space for only a week or so, but a series of mechanical issues extended their trip.
We're here, we have a mission, we're just doing what we do every day, and every day is interesting because we're up in space and it's a lot of fun. So I think the hardest part is having the folks on the ground have to not know exactly when we're coming back.
Since September, the 2 have lived in a gravity-free environment, waiting for a solution to bring them back down to Earth. Since September, the 2 have lived in a gravity-free environment, waiting for a solution to bring them back down to Earth. At 7:03 Friday evening, the relief crew safely blasted into space after being delayed this week due to a hydraulic issue. The 4 members of the relief crew are expected to arrive at the ISS late Saturday night. Once they arrive safely, they will spend a few days with the current astronauts. Then Wilmore and Williams will travel back to Earth next Wednesday.
Now, among the 4 on board, 2 of them are American. The other 2 are Japanese and Russian. They plan to remain at the International Space Station for 6 months. In the newsroom, Nakaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
Say that then. What you got for me? What you got on that one, bro? Elon saves the day.
I don't think NASA even develops rockets for International Space Station stuff anymore. I think he is just doing his job right now, and that malfunction was just how things go in the rocket world.
So let me ask you this: where would we be on space travel if it wasn't for SpaceX right now?
Honestly,
do you think? Hold on, my bad. Do you think it's had a positive effect on space travel or negative?
I believe we are on track, and if it wasn't Elon, it'd be somebody else. Because
why do you say that?
I mean, he's not the only one developing rockets.
So do you feel NASA is obsolete?
No. NASA does not waste their resources on developing rocket technology anymore. There's too many other people doing it. They can just contract out. Like, it is a government agency at the end of the day. They're not going to overwork themselves. They're going to contract it out.
Perspective. Okay. What's the last talking point then?
Education department layoffs. We're in the news. I haven't dug all the way in yet. It says massive layoffs in the Department of Education erodes civil division. To be honest with you, I just want to go ahead and give what I think about this idea of an issue. It's not really an issue because the people that are getting laid off are not a part of the staffs that teach our children.
Which is the most important staff, I might add.
Right. The federal side of the education department could easily be handled by each state. Like, we don't need Title I to be handled by Washington, D.C. when each state government can handle their own Title I programs.
Say that then. I agree, bro. I just feel like, where there's good, there's gonna be some bad talk because yeah, at the end of the day, some people gotta lose their job. But if it's for the better of the children ultimately, why be upset about it? And with that, we move on to where pictures of the week.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. While Chaos is pulling those up, I want to remind everyone like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell if you really rock with us.
And there's supposed to be a eclipse tonight.
Eclipse. What's gonna eclipse?
I think it's a lunar eclipse.
Intriguing. Let's see.
Told you I can't pull that link from here again. Did you send it?
Nope.
Right.
Don't write me. I'm left. I'm just playing. I got you, bro. Yep, I got you. And that should be coming to you right now. Wow. TTOG, the Table of Greatness. King Chaos. King Crucial. Yo. We'll talk after. We'll talk after. I'm ready to dig into these universal laws. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The ones I have cooked up.
What you just did.
What? Let's go through the pictures. I
You
need your
send it.
perspective on one. You know what? Just pull up one picture. We'll do a photo of the week. Pull up one picture and you know which one I'm talking about. Photo of the week. Gotta be Trump and Elon based. Because we surely have been talking about them all week, bro. You ain't got it yet? I got you, bro.
I got it, man. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Sheesh. Let me pull up my laws real quick. Okay, boom. Chaos got it up. Appreciate you, brother. All right.
I bet.
You already know. Scroll, scroll, scroll. That's a dope one. But that was doing let me read that subtitle. If I could see it.
Hindu priest Sanju jumps out of the fire during a ritual known as Halika Dahan,
I salute you for trying to read that.
Which is the part of the Holi festival celebrations at the village Phelan near the northern Indian city of Mathura, India, March 14th.
Reuters. Okay. Hey, so all that's an act, right? He ain't really in no harm or nothing.
I don't think he is. They said it's a ritual, so I think it's well practiced.
Right. Okay. Either way, it still look dope.
That's your boy.
Nah, I don't know who that is.
That's the Prime Minister of Canada. He stepped down.
Wait, for real?
And the new guy that's in his spot is anti-Trump, and that's why we're having the beef.
Ah. Okay. That's captivating. Not it, not it, not it. That's weird. Interesting. And one, two, three more. What? There you go. Ding, ding, ding. We have our winner for the week. They said, okay,
I seen a little bit of
y'all
the.
wanna do all this talking, all this negative talk about Elon. Elon, come on, pull up to the White House, put it on the front yard. Put it on the front yard, Elo. Doze up. You know what I mean?
I seen a little bit of the interview where the president got into one of the Teslas and was checking out the interior and whatnot.
I gotta check that out. I didn't peep that. But yeah, it's definitely for the week. I think that's very symbolic of what's happened this week. Regardless of how y'all feel about it, Doge is here. Tesla is here. Trump is here.
I mean, it's a great example to follow. We all should be taking account of our business and making sure we're running as efficiently as possible and finding the lost money so that we can be financially stable. I mean, it seems like a great model to follow.
You worded that perfectly, brother. And with that, we can get into our universal laws of the day. I have our three. The first one is the law of magnetic affinity, meaning by astrologically choosing the time and place of your birth, you determine the nature of the effects you will experience in your life. Before life, you'd already chose your life path. What do you have for me on that one, bro? Do I need to take it back?
Yeah, one more time.
By astrologically choosing the time and place of your birth, you determine the nature of the effects you will experience in your life. Before life, you'd already chose your life path.
Hmm. Uh, I mean, that sounds, sounds like that, you know, predestined is the word that comes to mind when hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Though it sounds a little.
Now you have to remember it's the law of magnetic affinity. So you have to take that into account. Of affinity isn't just one lifetime, so to speak. And if it's true what they say about souls not dying, then they live for affinities. That's just, my perspective on the law. Just to keep an open mind to everything. Then, the law number two, the law of denial. When you refuse to deal with a highly emotional issue or refuse to take responsibility for for a unleashing situation, you avoid living up to your potential.
And that's the law of what?
The law of denial.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Should I take it back?
No, I mean, that's basically the opposite of the law of manifestation.
Never thought about it that way. That's totally correct.
It's like
But you
self sabotage, but like, from the spiritual realm, though.
right, so it's like when you refuse to deal with something that's traumatic to you, you're limiting yourself and you're limiting your potential.
Right. Or snuffing the creativity.
That part. Okay. And that takes us to our last law, the law of compensation. You and you alone is responsible for everything that happens to you. All is a result of past words, thoughts, and deeds, which has formed your present attitude.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yes, that should be the law of now I am.
Mm. So, do you agree? What do you have for me on that one?
Yeah, that is the law of finding your present self.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it feels to me that we could get lost in this sometimes and not share the energy given to reflection that we give to planning and preparation for the future. So you just just a reminder to be balanced, but it's definitely very important to put energy
And that takes
right.
us to our curveball, bro. Perfect segue. So, today's question: if you woke up tomorrow with no memory of who you are, but you had a note in your pocket with one piece of advice from your past self, what would you want it to say?
Always be properly compensated.
Ah, okay. I like that. That's kind of similar to what I had. But mine would be don't cheat yourself.
For
You know?
sure.
And with that, great people, this has been the Table of Greatness. I'm your host, King Crucial, King Chaos. Appreciate you coming up, sharing your perspective.
Always.
Running, running, you know what I'm saying? The presentation. That's dope, man. I appreciate you. And with that, great people, as always, think with greatness.